This is the first question of problem set 1. It is a multiple choice question. Remember, this type of question will be the first question in your board exams, if the board exams happen. And in this type of question, a question will be given and 4 possible answers will be given as A, B, C, and D. And we will have to find out which is the correct answer. Which is the correct answer. I remind you how to solve this question. And from next one onwards, I would expect you to solve it for everyone. It says to draw the graph. It doesn't say draw the graph. So don't get confused with the question. We don't need to draw the graph. It says to draw the graph. To draw the graph of what? Of this equation 4x plus 5y equals to 19, which is clearly a linear equation because power of x is 1, power of y is 1. It asks find y when x equal to 1. Find y when x equal to 1. Remember, we cannot just write the answer. We have to tell why that is the correct answer. So we have to write the complete solution, and the complete solution can be written like this. Equation is 4x plus 5y equals to 19. It says x equal to 1. So if we put x equal to 1, this becomes 4. In place of x, we put 1. 4x means 4 into 1. 4x means 4 into x. X is 1, so 4 into 1. Instead of writing 4 multiplied by 1, I'm writing 1 in bracket plus 5y equals to 90. Now you see what happened here. The linear equation in 2 variables, because we have put the value of one variable, it has become a linear equation in 1 variable. Now to find the value of y, we just have to solve this equation. So we will keep the variable terms on one side. We will keep all the terms without a variable on the right hand side. So when we take 4 into 1 from left hand side to right hand side, it becomes minus 4, which is 19 minus 4 is 15. Or when we now take the constant 5, the coefficient 5 from the left hand side to the right hand side, multiplication becomes division. And the answer that we get is 3. After we write this much, we will write, therefore, the correct answer is B, option B, 3. All these things you need to write, and you need to write in fair, not in rough. In this question, it gives us some values and it is asking us for some other values. The values that it has already given us, sorry. It says for simultaneous equations in 2 variables, the equations are not given, but the value of dx and the value of dy along with the value of d is given. So someone is using the determinant method and they have found out the value of dx, dy, and d. Using that, we have to find the value of x. So as Alfia has shared with everyone, we know that in the determinant method, x is calculated as dx by d. Now, from the given question, we know that dx equals to 49. So 49. And d is 7. Now, when we divide 49 by 7, if you know the multiplication table of 7, 7 sevens are 49. So this comes as 7. Therefore, we will write the correct answer is A, 7. So in this question, a determinant is given. Where is the determinant? This is the determinant. If you remember, these are the rows and these are the columns. There are 2 rows and 2 columns. So this is a determinant of degree 2. And the way to solve it is, first we multiply 5 and minus 4. Then we multiply minus 7 and 3. And then we subtract. So the answer to this question should be written like this. We start with the given determinant. And then we will say this is equal to 5 into minus 4. We can directly write 5 into minus 4 is minus 20. Then we have to subtract what? 3 into minus 7, which is minus 21. Which is equal to minus 20 plus 21. Minus multiplied by minus is plus. Now minus 20 plus 21 is equal to 21 minus 20, which is 1. Therefore, our correct answer is D, 1. So in this question, there are 2 equations that are given. First one is x plus y equals to 3. Second one is 3x minus 2y minus 4 equals to 0. Definitely these are linear equations in 2 variables because the variables are x and y, and the power of all these terms with variables is 1 only. So both are linear equations in 2 variables. Then it says by determinant method. So method is definitely decided. By determinant method, find D. We have to find, remember, in determinant method, we find 3 determinants: D, dx, and dy if the variables are x and y. So in this question, we just have to find out the value of first determinant, D. Remember, in order to be able to do this, we need to first write the equations in the usual general form. So if we look at the first equation, x plus y equals to 3, it is already in the usual form because all the terms with variables are on the left hand side and all the terms without a variable are on the right hand side. But if you look at the equation number 2, you see minus 4 here is a term without a variable, but it is on the left hand side. We will have to take it to the right hand side. So when we do that, the second equation becomes 3x minus 2y equals to, when minus 4 goes from left to right, it becomes plus 4. So 0 plus 4 is 4. We have to do this. The answer to this question we have to write this. We will have to number these equations 1 and 2. And then we will say from here, D equals to, we will make the determinant 1, ye wala 1, 1, 3, then again 1, and minus 2. Now we can solve. 1 into minus 2 is minus 2, then minus 3 into 1 is 3. Minus 2 minus 3 is minus 5. Therefore, the correct answer is C, minus 5. Your answer should have this much information written. And while we are solving this question, also some of you should have asked me by now, sir, what will happen if I make equation 1 as equation 2 and equation 2 as equation 1? Let us see what happens. 3x minus 2y equals to 4 and x plus y equals to 3. If it is like this, will the value of D change? Let us see. D is now 3, 1 minus 2, 1. Now this becomes 3 into 1, 3, then minus 2, which becomes 3 plus 2 equals to 5. So yes, the value of D will change based on the order of the equations. That is why be careful. If by mistake you change the order of the equations, then you will end up with this answer, which is not the answer. This is the correct answer. That this is not clearly given in the textbook, that we need to know that if the two linear equations in two variables are a1x plus b1y equals to c1 and a2x plus b2y equals to c2, then there are three conditions. The conditions are a1 by a2 not equal to b1 by b2. Second condition, a1 by a2 equals to b1 by b2 not equal to c1 by c2. And the third condition is a1 by a2 equals to b1 by b2 equals to c1 by c2. We have studied this, and I have told you this is not given in the textbook. That is why you need to pay attention. When the condition 1 is true, it means one unique solution. When the condition 2 is true, it means no solution. When condition 3 is true, it means the lines are parallel. That means infinitely many solutions. That is what we need to check here. Now, in the given equations, A1 is A, B1 is B, C1 is C, A2 is M, B2 is M, and C2 is D. In addition, it is telling us that A into N is not equal to B into M. That means if we do a little algebra, if we bring the B from right to left, and if we take the N from left to right, it becomes A by B not equal to M by N. Now this implies unique solution. Because it is same as our condition number 1. A1 by A2 is not equal to B1 by B2. So in your answer, you have to write this, you have to write this, and then you have to say, therefore, the correct answer is A, only one common solution. Right? I'm telling you once again, if the two linear equations are a1x plus b1y equals to c1 and a2x plus b2y equals to c2, there are three possibilities. Possibility number 1, a1 by a2 is not equal to b1 by b2. When that happens, it means we will have only one unique solution. Second possibility, a1 by a2 equals to b1 by b2 not equals to c1 by c2. This means the lines are parallel lines, so no solution. Third possibility, a1 by a2 equals to b1 by b2 equals to c1 by c2. That means the lines are coincident, they are one on top of each other, therefore infinite solution. In the given question, we can clearly identify what is a1 b1 c1, what is a2 b2 c2, and what is given to us is an is not equal to bm. When we work from that, we find out that a by b is not equal to m by n, which is condition number 1, possibility number 1. And that possibility tells us that only one solution will be there for these equations. What's happening in this question? Once again, it says to draw. The question is not to draw. The question is not asking you to draw. We have to do something to draw. We don't have to draw the graph. Remember, to draw a graph of the given linear equation in two variables, we need to arrive at ordered pairs of x and y that satisfy the given linear equation. And if you also remember, the textbook clearly tells you to find 4 such pairs so that the probability of doing wrong is reduced. So that the probability of doing wrong is reduced. I'm going to let us number these questions. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now I'm going to solve question number 1 for this, and then you will try find the answers for 2, 3, and 4. This is how we will do. The equation that is given is 2x minus 6y equals to 3. Now to find this value, we have to look at this pair, x and y pair. Y is 0. So put y equals to 0 in the equation. 2 into x minus 6 into 0 equals to 3. Now the linear equation in two variables has reduced into linear equation in one variable. Just solve. So 2x, 6 into 0 is 0 equals to 3, or x equals to 3 by 2. If you want to write 3 by 2, you can write 3 by 2. If you want to write 1.5, you can write 1.5. Anything is correct. So here I can write 3 by 2. Now, after we have solved 1, the next easy thing to solve would be 4, not 3, not 2. Because now we have x and y. So very clearly we can write like this: 3 by 2, comma 0. That's it. Now to solve for 2, we will do what we did for to solve for 1. How? We start with the equation 2x minus 6y equals to 3. Now the value of x is given. So we will substitute that value. So 2 into minus 5 minus 6y equals to 3. Now we will simplify this. So minus 6y, all the terms with the variables on one side, all the terms with no variables on the other side. Now see here, it is minus 10. When we take minus 10 from left to right, it will become plus 10. Now this is coming to 13, or y equals to minus 13 by 6. Now because y equals to minus 13 by 6, here we can write minus 13 by 6. If your answer does not show this calculation, then you will not get marks. And once we have x and y, now look at this pair and write the final answer, which is minus 5, comma, minus 13 by 6. Prachi, you check why you got plus 13 by 6. What I'm going to do now is, I will tell you how to solve this with one equation, then you will show it, you will do it for the next equation on your own. What is the question? The question is, solve the following simultaneous equations graphically. So for this, we do need a graph. We will need a graph paper. Right? But even before we get to the graph paper, we need to find the points that we will show on the graph paper. To find the points, we will have to work with these equations separately. Let us number them as 1 and 2. Remember, the textbook very clearly says, find 4 points for each of the equations. How do we find? One way of doing that is, and I'm showing it for equation number 1, the equation is 2x plus 3y equals to 4. Now use algebra to write y in terms of x. To write y in terms of x, that means keep only y on the left hand side and take everything else to the right hand side. One step at a time. First, we will take 2x to the right hand side. So this becomes 3y equals to 12 minus 2x. Then we will take 3 to the right hand side. So it becomes y equals to 12 minus 2x by 3. Please confirm that this is clear. Good. Now, once we have done this, we will find those points that will help us draw the line for this equation. So we need to have a table. In which I told you at least 2 rows are required. The textbook also tells us another row, which looks like this. If you want to do this. Not compulsory. We should have at least 4 points. Now the way to do this is try different values of x here in this equation. Suppose this equation is number 3. Try different values of x in 3 so that we find values of y, and try to get whole numbers for x and y. In order to get whole numbers for x and y, x we can just choose whole numbers, x we can choose integers, right? But to ensure that we get integers for y also, we will have to ensure that once we select x, the numerator of the RHS is a whole number, or it is an integer. If it is not an integer, then y will not be a integer. For example, if I take x equals to 0, very simple, no? X equals to 0, then my y becomes 12 minus 2 into 0 by 3. Now this becomes 12 minus 0 by 3, which is 12 by 3, which is 4. Yes, 4 is very easy to show. So we can say one set of ordered pair is 0, 4. One set of ordered values is 0, 4. So now this can be done very, very fast if we are good with our mental mathematics, mental arithmetic. And the only way to be good with mental arithmetic is if we know the multiplication tables, if we know the divisions fast enough. Because now if I know my multiplication tables easy, I can quickly say, if I take x equals to 1, then it will become 12 minus 2, 10. 10 is not divisible by 3. I will not take 1. Now let us try to take 2. If I take x equals to 2, it will be 12 minus 4, which is 8. 8 is not divisible by 3. I will not take 2. Try taking 3. If I take x equals to 3, then y becomes 12 minus 2 into 3 by 3, which is 12 minus 3 by 3 is 6 by 3 equals to 2. This is an easy number to show, easy point to show. What is that point? 3, 2. 3, 2. Now you tell me what can be another point. Think, calculate in your notebook, check, and then tell. Prachi is saying, let us take x equals to 6. Okay, let's see what happens. If we take x equals to 6, then our y equals to 12 minus 2 into 6 by 3. 2 into 6 is 12. 12 minus 12 is 0. 0 by 3. Which comes to 0. Easy. Now I'm going to give you a secret, a trick, how you can find these numbers even more easier. Once you have found the positive numbers, always try to see if it works with the negative integers also. For example, now we have got x equals to 0. There is nothing of negative of 0 is 0 only. We can't try anything. Now, second, we tried x equals to 3. It tells us to try x equals to minus 3. Most often it will work. Let us try. If we take x equals to minus 3, then y equals to 12 minus 2 minus 3 by 3. Now this becomes 12 into minus 2 into minus 3 is plus 6 by 3. It is 18 by 3, which is 6 minus 3 and 6. Now we have the 4 points 0, 4, 3, 2, 6, 0. And now we can plot these 4 points on a graph paper. And when we join these 4 points, we will find the line that this equation represents. Chanda, yes, your answer is also correct. If you are saying 12, I think yes, 12 also works, but 12 is too big now. So we should try, because our graph paper is of limited size. It may be difficult for some of us to show 12, a point 12.0 or 12.4. So let us try to keep the numbers as nearer to 0 as possible. That is the idea. Try to keep the coordinates as nearer to the 0 as possible, and try to keep the coordinates integers. Yeah, good, you understand. Quickly note down these numbers. So now I showed you how to find the 4 points for the equation that was on the left. We called it equation number 1. And I asked you to find 4 points for the equation on your right, which is, we called it equation number 2. Now, strictly speaking, we don't need any algebra for this. It clearly says x minus y equals to 1. So we need 2 points, 2 numbers. Subtracting them, we will get 1. Very easy, no? 1 minus 0 is 1. 2 minus 1 is 1. 3 minus 2 is 1. 4 minus 3 is 1. Enough, done. Here we don't need anything else. We can directly say x, y, 1, 0, 2, 1, 3, 2, 4, 3, done. It's so easy. If we have to show the algebraic proof of this, what we can say is x minus y equals to 1. So if you take this x to the right hand side, we have minus y equals to 1 minus x. If we have to remove this minus 1, so we have to take this minus 1. Where is the minus 1? The minus y, that means the coefficient is minus 1. So we will take this minus 1 to the right hand side. So this becomes 1 minus x by minus 1. So this becomes x minus 1. Sign badal gaya. This is what needs to be done in the answer. But this is mental maths. Need confirmation that you understood how easy this was? So just saying 3, just saying 2 will not work. So easy this was. So now what we have been able to do is, we have found 4 points for the equation number 1. We have found 4 points for equation number 2. We can plot this on a graph paper. We will get 2 lines. They may look like this. And the solution, it says solve now. Solution will be coordinate of this point where they intersect. This will be the x value. And here, this will be the y value. You will do it on your own, on a graph paper. Starting the recording. Now in this question, a determinant is given and we have to find the value. Remember, it's a very simple thing. All the determinants that we will see this year in this chapter will be degree 2. So 2 rows and 2 columns. First step, we will multiply 4 and 7. Second step, we will multiply 2 and 3. Third step, we will subtract. So writing it in mathematical form, 4 into 7 is 28 minus 2 into 3 is 6, which comes to 22. If you write these 2 steps, you will definitely get full marks. If you want to, you can write an additional step. Kya? 4 into 7 minus 2 into 3. If you write this, good. This can be your step number 1. This can be your step number 2. This can be your step number 3. But if your mathematics, if your arithmetic is good enough, then you will not need to write step number 1. You can directly go to step number 2. The next question, which is question number 5, it's a typical solved questions where two linear equations in 2 variables are given. So they are simultaneous linear equations, and it very clearly says how we need to solve. The method is specified. The method we have to use is Cramer's method. The method that we need to use is Cramer's method. Remember, to use Cramer's method, which is also called as determinant method, we need to have our equations in the form ax plus by equals to c. Right now, this equation, let's call it 1, is already in that form, but the equation on the right is not in that form, ax plus by equals to c. So the first thing that we need to do is convert it into this form. I'm waiting for your answers in the chat box. So as some students have already said, we have to move this minus 8 to the right hand side, and this can be done by doing this. When we move this minus 8 to the right hand side, we are moving the complete term. So the minus will become plus. 0 plus 8 is 8. This will be our equation 2. This will be our equation 2. Now the second step is we have to find d, we have to find dx, and we have to find dy. Now I'm waiting for you to tell me what is the value of d. Now, to find out the value of d, we have to first write the determinant. So 6 and 3. Where is 6? Here. Where is 3? Here. Then minus 3 and 5. Oh, I had forgotten the y here. So minus 3 and 5. Where is minus 3? Here. Where is my plus 5? Here. We have to find the value. 6 into 5, 30. Minus 3 into minus 3 is minus 9. This becomes 30 plus 9, which students got as 39. Correct. Brilliant. So for dx, when we write the determinant, now we have to write c1, c2 here. So minus 10 and 8, minus 3 and 5. Now when we solve this, minus 10 into 5 is minus 50. 8 into minus 3 is minus 24. So minus 50 plus 24, which is coming to minus 26. Good, the students calculated it right. So the last determinant dy can be calculated as, so 6, 3 and minus 10, 8. So 6 into 8 is 48. Minus 3 into minus 10 is minus 30. So this becomes 48 plus 30 comes to 78. Good. So students calculated it right. Now the last step will be finding x and y. We know x can be calculated as dx by d, and y can be calculated as dy by d. Just putting the values now, dx we got minus 26, d we got as 39, dy we got 78, and once again d we got 39. If you write this much, it is correct, but it is not beautiful. If I ask you to simplify these fractions, try simplify this fraction and type the answers in the chat box. Back to the screen. Now, as I said, minus 26 by 39 and 78 by 39 are complete answer, correct answers. But you see, 26 and 39 both are multiples of 13. If you know the table of multiplication of 13, you will say this is 2, 13 2s are 26 and 13 3s are 39. So it is minus 2 by 3. X equals to minus 2 by 3. Similarly, if you see here 39 and 2, 78, you can do it another way also. First dividing it by 39 and 13 and again dividing it. But clearly it is 2. Therefore, you will write final step of the answer, x equals to minus 2 by 3 and y equals to 2. You write this and you get full marks. Question number 6 is regarding the other important thing, the new thing that we studied this year, and it was about nonlinear equations. If we have two nonlinear equations in two variables, there are certain cases in which we can convert the given equations into linear equations and solve. So similar, we have done more difficult questions. The question that is there on the screen is so easy. So let us first start by numbering these equations. Oh, sorry for that. So if we say the equation on the left hand side is 1 and the equation on the right hand side is 2, very clearly you see dealing with 2 is easy. I will leave it with you. Let's look at 1. So 2 by x can be written as 2 into 1 by x. Similarly, 2 by 3y can be written as 2 by 3 into 1 by y. Remember, this is what we always try to do when we have nonlinear equations. We see the pattern and this is the pattern, which is equal to 1 by 6. So we will say let 1 by x equals to m and let 1 by y equals to n. You can use a, b, you can use p, q, whatever you want to use, but use it consistently. When we do that, then the equation becomes 2m plus 2 by 3n equals to 1 by 6. Now this is a linear equation in two variables. Now here also my advice to you was try to remove the denominator. You can easily remove the denominator by multiplying it with 6. When we multiply it with 6, 2 into 6 will become 12m plus 2 by 3 into 6. This 3 ones are 3, 3 twos are 6, 2 into 2, 4. 4n equals to 1 will be our new equation. If you want me to tell you how it became, so 2 into 6 into m plus 2 by 3 into 6 n equals to 1 by 6 into 6. This becomes 2 into 6 is 12m, 4n equals to 1. Okay. Now for equation number 2, we can say that this is 3 into 1 by x and 2 into 1 by y equals to 0, and using the same substitution we can say 3m plus 2n equals to 0. We instead of solving 1 and 2, first we will solve 4 and 4, 3 and 4. Solve equation 3 and 4. Now it is our choice. हम जैसे चाहे उसको solve करें. We can use substitution, elimination, determinant. If you choose, if you decide that I don't want to learn the other methods, I only want to know one method correctly, okay, that's fine with me. Use that method to find m and n. Once you get m, you will write m equals to 1 by x and you will get that value. Then you will simplify this, find the correct value for m. Again, you will write n equals to 1 by y equals to whatever value you got for n, and then you will solve it to find the value of y. This is how we will finally have the answer looking like. Therefore, x equals to something and y equals to something else. Last set of questions, which is question number 7 of problem set. Here we have to solve the word problems. There are 6 questions here. Question number 1 is activity based question. Very simple. So the word problem is given and the solution is also given with certain fill in the blanks. Take 5 minutes. Take 5 minutes to read it and start solving it in your notebooks. I was waiting for Khadija to speak. She has typed the answer. Okay. It becomes x plus 10x, 11x, 10y plus y, 11y equals to 143. So the fill in the blanks here will be 11 and 11. Now in the next sentence statement, you are seeing that 11x has become x, 11y has become y. That means 11x and 11y have been divided by 11. That means to find this fill in the blanks, we have to divide everything by 11. Now, if you know the multiplication table, 11 ones are 11, 14 minus 11 is 3, 3 33, 11 threes are 33. So, Chanda, tell me once again, what will be the fill in number in this fill in the blanks?
13.
13. So what have we done so far? The question tells us it's a 2-digit number and the answer says units place x and tens place we have the digit y. That is why the original number becomes 10y plus x. We know when we interchange the digits, x will be at tens place and y will be at the units place. So the new number will be 10x plus y using place value. So we could find out the first fill in the blanks as 10, the second fill in the blanks also as 10. The condition says, first condition, when we add the two numbers, what are the two numbers? 10y plus x and 10x plus y. So this is the third fill in the blanks. They add to 143. When we simplify 10y, 1y, 11y, 10x, 1x, 11x. So 11 and 11. Now we see that 11x has become x and 11y has become y. That means we are dividing by 11. So we have to divide 143 by 11 and we get 13. Very simple. From the second condition. What is the second condition? It says the digit in units place, the units place digit is x. Is 3 more than, x is more than what? In tens place, 3 more than the tens place. So it is, Khadija, if you can come out of mute, what will be the fill in the blanks here? Okay, she has written it in the chat box, y plus 3. X is 3 more than y. X equals to y plus 3. And when we simplify this, we take the y to the left hand side. So plus y becomes minus y and x minus y equals to 3. We got the second equation. Please keep these two equations ready before we move to the next page. Give me a confirmation that these are ready. I will not have these equations with me. You will have. Okay. Now it says adding equations 1 and 2. Adding equations 1 and 2. Let us do that on the next page. Remind me, what is equation 1? X plus y equals to 13. This is 1. Second equation, x minus y equals to 3. Now you could have said, sir, I don't want to know substitution method, elimination method, anything. I only want to know determinant method. If that is what you decide, then you will not be able to do this question. Because here the method is already decided for you. Now when we add these, y minus y becomes 0, 1x, 2x, equals to 13 plus 13, 16. So 2x is already given. We have to write 16. So how did we get x equals to 8? We simplified x equals to 16 by 2 equals to 8. This is what you need to understand. Don't try to remember कि x equals to 8 दिया तो है. You need to know कैसे आया. We have already found one value. To find the second value, we are going back to equation 1, which is x plus y equals to 13. We have found the value of x equals to 8. We have to find the value of y, which we can find by taking this 8 from left hand side to the right hand side, which brings us to a 13 minus 8 equals to 5. So we have the digit at the units place, which is 8, and we have the digits at the tens place, which is 5. So clearly the number will be 58. Another way to write the same thing is, we know that the original number is 10y plus x. 10y means 10 into 5 plus 8 equals to 50 plus 8 equals to 50. Another question that is written in a very interesting way as a part of question number 7 word problem is question number 3. We are not solving it now. I have included it here on this slide for you to know that this is where we start tomorrow in the next class morning. So come prepared. Come prepared.